So in this video I am going to talk about halibut gear. Halibut season is still open central and southern coast, and so I'm going to talk about what I used for halibut this year. Stay tuned. Today I had a customer come through the shop and we started talking halibut fishing. My last halibut trip was back in May, and I'll post a video to that right up here. And we were talking about gear, and so I told Robert, this is for you, I would show my gear. So I'm going to start with my rod and reel here. This is an Ugly Stick Tiger. It's a 7-foot, 30 to 60. Medium heavy, and I've got a few of these rods. I use them for sturgeon. I got two for sturgeon. I got this one for halibut. And for the reel, I've got a Tanacom electric 750. The first time someone brought an electric reel on my boat, that was it. It was all over. I knew I had to have one. And so I got this one at Bob's in Longview. Now they don't always carry these. They just get shipments every once in a while, and you could find the Japanese version on eBay, but I've been told you don't get the US warranty, and so that's why I opted to wait till Bob's had one, a USA reel, and that's what this is. And so yeah, I had to pay retail. That was not easy. So these electric reels, they just have a couple of clamps. They just plug right into a battery. You could bring in an external battery with you. I happen to plug into, I have two batteries on the boat, and I plugged into the house battery, and worked fine, worked great. As far as tackle, I'm going to start with my homemade first. Amy Boyles at ODFW put together a YouTube on how to build a rig, and I will post that YouTube up here too. And if it's not up here, it'll be in the description below. And so I'll start with the weight. This is a window weight. Got this on eBay. Now the person happened to be local, and so I didn't have to pay shipping. This is 5 pounds. I bought a few of them, and so worked really well. It's just a piece of iron. It's a window weight. It's what they use for a counterweight in the old windows. I did find a YouTube. This guy had just a bunch of bling on his spreader bar like this. I did the same thing, and it worked. So worked really well. I've got a flasher, a spoon, a spinner blade. I got one of those blinky eyes on here, and so it worked. I'm not going to dispute it. Now this is the homemade one from the ODFW from Amy Boyles. Now this one, the way she made it, I made it like hers. This extra line is for a weight. I just clipped it up here because if you're not using a spreader bar, then you would just tie this on your end of your line and put your weight on here. I opted for the spreader bar, and that's what worked really well for me. And I put a herring on this hook, and this setup just killed. So I'm a believer in this setup. And I'm going to show you some of the store-bought rigs, because I did buy a couple rigs in the stores before I ended up making this one. Because as fishermen, we just never want to get caught short-handed on gear, right? So this one I got at Fisherman's, very similar. Two hooks, two circle hooks, about 15 aught. This one has scent bottles in here, glow in the dark hoochie, squid hoochie, circle hooks, and an extra line for the weight. And this is their rig. And this was the first one I was going to go with until I found the ODFW one, and I'm a DIY guy, so I just had to throw it together because I had all the materials. I had the line and I had the swaging tool and everything. So a couple other ones. So I actually made a couple of these. This one does not have the line for the weight, and so this one's probably a little bit more practical for using a spreader. So I've got a few of these now, a couple of them. This is another home built, I believe, just a pink squid. It's got some corkies, and then the hoochie and your two hooks, actually, and a third one down here. You're allowed 2 hooks. I don't know if you're allowed 3. Something I'm going to have to look up. Let's see what else I got. So I could talk about the grubs, the white, glow in the dark, the ones they showed in that one video, and hopefully I'll leave a link for it. She used the white ones. I found these glow in the dark. I went with these. Worked really well. You could buy these halibut leaders. I believe this one was in our store. Yeah, this is unbelievable thick leader here. I don't even know what, I know what 200 looks like. I would not want to guess what the pound rating is for this one. And it's pretty heavy duty. And so you could probably rig a couple of these together or something if you wanted to. These come in packages. I think it's a 15-aught circle hook is what those hooks are. And I bought this. I actually ordered online because you don't see these anywhere. They're from Norway, Solvroken, Sven Skeplik. Sven Skeplik. Anyway, that's it right there. And this is a 1,000-gram weight. And the way this works, pretty similar as this is bouncing on the bottom. And I've been, a friend of mine, we met because I was selling some gear, and we just started talking halibut. And we haven't been halibut fishing together. We keep saying we're going to go halibut fishing together. But he told me about this. He says, don't get the imitation, get the real deal, because this thing will fish. And it didn't come in time for my halibut trip. It came after I came back from the trip. So, but this was not easy to find, not cheap either. And so it's got a big giant treble down here, 1,000 gram, 35 ounce, rust free, Solvroken from Norway. And this is the Sven Skeplik. When the guy that told me about this, when he says it, he rolls it right off his tongue, and I'm just like, I read it and my brain gets mushy. So just another halibut gear. And I think that's about all I have for halibut. This is my long leader setup. It has to be, forget what the reg says, a non-crushable float. And there's certain lengths between the float and the hooks and that kind of thing. We did do some long leader last time out, but the whole trip was based on halibut, and so hopefully I'll have a long leader video coming up for lingcod, black bass, and all that stuff. So look for that video. And I think that's about it. Yeah, 15-aught. That's what these are. This is a Bomac halibut leader, 15-aught circle hook, 500 pound mono leader. That's what that is. So, and they even have a little diagram on the back for you. So, diagrams are great. So that's my halibut gear. Remember, if you got something out of this, give me that thumbs up. You want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button down there, Tight Lines. See you on the water.